Well, good morning on this fabulous January Saturday. Got a big message to share for all of our partners in 7K. Uh, the big message is 2020 is going to be a breakout year for 7K. And everybody that's a member of 7K has one of the greatest opportunities that they'll ever have in their lifetime. And I want you to understand the significance and importance of this. And make sure every person on your team, even if you have to sit down and watch this with them, make sure they watch the entire little short, brief presentation I'm going to do today, because it'll make a difference in their lives and in their financial lives. Have you ever heard of a company called Amazon? 25 years ago, this company came around and said, we're going to sell books online, and we're going to put a lot of people out of business. But we're not just going to sell books. We're going to sell everything, and we're going to make a difference in the world. And I even laughed at that. Books, that's one thing, but when they said everything else, I said, man, dreamers. Well, let's look at that today. Amazon started this membership deal called Amazon Prime. Now, I even became a member way back many years ago of Amazon Prime. But they would let me tell other people to join Amazon Prime, and I'd get all these credits, and I could buy stuff free. And then I could have it shipped free because I was a member of Amazon Prime. I paid my membership fee. I renew it every year. And that was, it was pretty convenient. But let's fast forward to today. Amazon Prime put Sears out of business. Just think about what I just said. Amazon Prime put Sears out of business. And do you know this company called Walmart? It's Amazon Prime seriously affected that growth curve that Walmart was doing around Aurora. And in fact, they were struggling to stay alive against Amazon. And they're still trying to catch up. Just think about that for a second. Now, in the corporate world, what I did is I developed markets. I had to be a visionary. I had to go around the world. I did 3 total divisions, new divisions, and expanded a U.S.-based company, which was a Fortune 200 company, into a global company. And because our people in our company said there's no market international. So the president of the company asked me to verify that and go and do it and see. And I did it with one division and turned it in from about $200,000 in annual sales to over $12 million in sale in the first year. And because there was a market out there. And then that I went on to completely do that business, and then they transferred me into a new expanding division that we had, a whole nother division. And so I was in petroleum additives and lubricants and the additive packages for those first 3-4 years. And then we moved into the brominated flame retardants and bromine and polysilicon and all the things that goes into chips and your computers and your TVs and all that kind of stuff. And so basically I developed that market. And then we moved into pharmaceuticals and non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs and anesthetics. And, then I developed that market. That's when I left the corporate world because I had no life. But the whole key, the message I'm trying to share is 7K Metals has come along with a concept. They have made, for the first time in this 35 plus year history of the gold and silver market, gold and silver affordable to the average person around the world, just by using the membership model, similar to Amazon, Prime, Costco, and Sam's, which were established businesses. And there's quite a few other membership models around, but 7K is doing it, I'd say, more in line to the Costco and Amazon Prime membership model. However, there's one big, huge difference. The product is gold and silver bullion, and everybody needs a gold and silver. And part of what we're doing in 7K is educating other people. Because, see, the bankers will tell you you don't need to own gold and silver. The stockbrokers will tell you you don't need to own gold and silver. The financial advisors will tell you you don't need to own gold and silver. The insurance salesman who sells annuities will tell you you do not need to own gold and silver. Well, why do they do that? Because they can't get rich off of you. They make money off of you. The banks use your money in their banks to loan to other people and draw interest off of it and make money off of your money. In fact, a lot of people even have to pay for putting their money in a bank, monthly fees. Ridiculous. We have all been brainwashed in America. I have a master's in business administration, and believe me, I know macro and microeconomics. And I was brainwashed too. Yeah, stick 10% of your savings over there for the rest of your life, in your employee savings plan, your 401ks, your IRAs, get those CDs, and then you're going to have a great retirement. Liars, liars, pants on fire. What we do know is God's money has always retained its purchasing value throughout history. Throughout history. That's a fact. So every person, regardless of their income status, needs to have a little bit of gold and silver in their own possession. The government doesn't even know you have it. That's even a better thing, because they can't come take it away from you. If they don't know you have it, they can't come take it away from you. So you want to have a lot more of it, trust me. Oh, gee. So see, if you look at our brochure, that one page, now I gave a training on how you can talk about 7K to anyone you know and even strangers. And I encourage everybody to make sure you go listen to about that 20-minute presentation I put out, and that was titled. But, that one chart tells and explains, and a picture says 1,000 words. Using your example of the 1-ounce coin and the $1 bill and the Ford Mustang and the $10,000 buying gold in 1965 and what it's worth today versus paying cash for a house in 1965. Well, I just want you to understand the bigger picture. This company is going into its 4th year of operation. And trust me, there have been multi-billion-dollar networking companies. And this company is breaking every record of those huge giants that have paved the way in network marketing and made a great industry, an entrepreneurial opportunity for people from every walk of life. regardless of their education, regardless of their experience, regardless of anything, if they would just simply learn the simple things that it takes to be successful in network marketing, but do them. See, but do them. So I'm going to talk about B.A.D today, B.A.D. What it really takes to be successful in network marketing, but more specifically in 7K, because see, 7K is that multi-billion-dollar opportunity. 7K is going to be a multi-billion-dollar company. It's going to be like the Amazon did to the retail world. What 7K is going to do to the gold and silver bullion market, because companies like Roslyn, Lear Capital, Blanchard and Company, Swiss America, Gold Line, they're all going to wake up about 5-10 years from now. They're going to say, where in the world did this company 7K come from? And even Kitco.com, KITCO.com. The reason I tell everybody about that is because that's where I bought and sold gold and silver for years. Because it was a trusted source. I knew if I sent my money to them, they're going to send me real gold and silver, and I didn't have to worry that it was going to be fake. And I didn't have to test it, and I didn't have to do any of that. And if I wanted to sell it back to them, I didn't have to go to the pawn shop. I didn't have to go to a gold and silver market and be I'm a very good negotiator, but I didn't have to worry with that. I could send it to Kitco. I knew they're going to send me my money, and they'd give me a great price, better than what probably would have taken the hassle and the time to go and negotiate with a pawn shop or coin dealer. But here comes 7K to cut out all the middlemen. They let us buy it at dealer cost with no minimums and no maximums. So we can buy 2 or 3 ounces a week, 2 or 3 ounces a month. We can buy 10, 20 ounces, but we get a better price than if I'd have bought 500 ounces, 500 coins from Kitco, get a better price. Now that's powerful. But here's the bigger, most significant thing. I get over $2 more an ounce selling it back to 7K if I need to convert it and get paper because I need to buy, I need to do some stuff with it. I get more than $2 plus an ounce than from 7K when I sell it back to them than what I would have gotten from Kitco.com. Because now you can check me out. You can go look at the buy price, the sell price. You can compare it to 7K because it's all up there on our websites. So let's talk about B.A.D. B.A.D. What does it take to be enormously successful with this business? And it's really 3 simple things. B, I made an acronym, by the way. B is for belief. Okay, I'm going to share my screen with you, and just so you can see a piece of paper and you can hear me talk at the same time. But here we go, and I'm gonna keep it big so you can see me and what we're doing. But belief. Here's the 3 beliefs that you got to have. You really have to believe in your profession. And remember, direct marketing, network marketing, I don't care what you want to call it, but we are in a form of personal marketing, people telling people, because that's the only way people are going to find out about 7K, because they're not going to advertise like Swiss America, Blanchard, Roslyn Capital, like Amway built a multi-billion-dollar company, like New Skin built a multi-billion-dollar company, like Melaleuca built a multi-million-dollar company, like Herbalife built a multi-billion-dollar company, like Mary Kay built a multi-billion-dollar company. So don't tell me this doesn't work Look at over 300 companies, and network marketing has provided that basis where a person can start a business for a little bit down, keep their business open for a little bit a month. Buying a product keeps their business open, okay, and allows them to make a check, keeps them qualified. And while they're learning to do their business and making a walk-away income or a residual income, or make a side income to help out, have a plan B for when things, the ups and downs of markets, the ups and downs of businesses. You got to believe in it. If you don't believe in it, it'll never work for you. So number one, you have to have a belief in the profession. I believed in the profession. I did enough research before I ever did network marketing to actually validate there was a real industry. Well, I don't have to validate it anymore. I know it works. But you have to have a belief in the business building system itself. 7K, we teach everybody what to do and how to do it. The company does. Now, this is the first time I've been with a company where the company provides the same training. The training is exactly the same to every individual, and it's right there in your back office. Now, if you need to watch that 1,000 times before you can teach it, then watch it 1,000 times. If you need to watch it 1,060 times, watch it 1,060 times. Oh, it gets boring. I've already seen it. Apparently, you don't want to control your life. Apparently, you just want to work for somebody else and help them get rich. Belief. I have a system. I teach everybody in my group my system, what it takes. It involves belief. Belief in the fact that you can do it. You got to believe in yourself. For the first time, believe in yourself, will you? Don't be a defeatist. Believe that you can. The heck with this word, I can't. Belief. The first letter in B.A.D. Oh. So what do you think's next? Charles Swindoll, attitude. Yeah. I ask you to read this to start your day off every day. I know you got life's problems. We all do. I know you got work problems. You got job problems. You got medical problems. We all do. Everybody does. But you got to try and keep your attitude straight if you really want to be successful. Because how many people want to join you if you're a sourpuss? And if you always have a negative attitude? How many partners you think you're going to attract? Attitude. Please start your day. Post it in your bathroom mirror that makes you read it when you're getting ready to go to that just over broke job. Just enough to keep you broke. Just enough to pay the bills. Just enough to have to work more. You know, the 40-40-40 plan. Just think, if you're positioned in this business like a lot of people are, you're going to have a huge business because of the way this business is built, that you're going to have property. You're going to have some valuable property. Even if you just buy your coin every month and you treat it like an employee savings plan. You kept your doors open. You're going to earn a check every once in a while just from your own coin purchase, because it's going to go to your weak side. This company even does things that's never been done before. Let you get credit for your own purchases in your account. That keeps your business open. Powerful, powerful business. And until you understand how powerful this business is, you'll never be able to communicate that to someone else who you're trying to hook up as a partner. And if you have one side of your business built, so what? if it took you a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, that you may not even had to have sponsored a person, but a person who you sponsored, who they sponsored, who they sponsored, who they sponsored, who they sponsored, and you find a person on that team, on that weak team. Finally find one. And believe me, as this company gets more well known, as it spreads out between Idaho, Montana, where most of the people are making the money there. I happen to have known one of the co-founders. He's in Idaho, and he gave me a call. So we got a little enclave here, and we got little enclaves here, 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 here. But the company's only 3 years plus old, going into a fourth year. Be 4 years in November of 2020. So you aren't supposed to be making tons of money right now. Heck, if you've made $2,000 or $3,000 extra, you by all business means have done phenomenal. Just go out and start your own business and see what I mean. Oh, and try and start it for $500 and only keep it open for $100 a month and get products of value. See how ludicrous it is when you start thinking about it that way, that somebody wouldn't do this? But you got to learn how to present it so it sounds like that. So it's a no-brainer. But you got to have the right attitude to do that. Okay? So that's why I'm trying to check. Let's take the D. What's the D stand for? Doing it. See, that's what most people's problem is. Oh, even some of them, they understand what I'm saying. The B and the D, they understand that. And they also understand that it's going to take time to build a business. They understand that. They understand that, it sounds logical. Everything you have in your system, Bob, the 2 years to learn, the 3 to 5 to build a big business, not to get rich. Yeah, I understand that. No, you just understand it on the surface until it's ingrained in you and it oozes out from you to everybody that you talk to. You hadn't got those skills, attitudes, and techniques yet. So it might take you a little longer to get them. But if you're not doing my job description, you're not even going to get the skills, attitudes, and techniques in that 10 years. Or that 2 years, rather, I'm sorry, and be successful in that 3 to 5 or 10. I mean, you'll be successful. You can't help but be successful with this business if you're even doing it, and keep doing a little bit. Even as a hobby, you're going to be successful at it because business is built through you, no matter what you do. Okay. And most people couldn't build a team that ends up on one of their sides. And that little old job description is the D, the doing it. And here's the biggest thing. They do not do what I say is the minimum thing, the one thing to do, and that's that commitment to themselves and to their future of 5 to 10 hours a week in this business for 2 years. That's my Millionaires 101 class. That's the main part of this. And just ask yourself, have you really been doing that? Have you truly been doing that? We'll start keeping a track of it. It's real simple. Treat it like a part-time job. You go clock in and you clock out. Give me 10 hours of your life for the next 2 years, and you're going to make a residual income for the rest of your life. Because see, if that person on that weak side that comes along and you may not have got them, and they start making a $500 check every month, you'll make $1,000 check every month, because that means they have 1,000 volume coming up to your weak side every month. You just divide it into 2, that's 2 $500 checks. And if they start making a $500 check and they're serious about doing the business, even if you hadn't sponsored them, because you're going to have your own center on your left as a customer and your own center on your right as a customer, and you're going to have your two actives. So who wouldn't spend $400 a year, you know, for your left and your right, and $300 a month to make $1,000 check and getting products of value to accumulate, and and you know, you can sell everything that you got. I have people wanting to pay what you paid months ago for a product to get it today. So where in the world could you find a company that you buy a product to keep your business open, but people are willing to pay you what you paid for it? So there's absolutely no risk of loss here. Well, this is the D that everybody's not doing, and I know it. The people who are doing this are the people who are making recurring income, people who are having success. So I know who's graduated from Millionaires 101, my Millionaires 101 class, and who hasn't. And see, this exposed to business to people 5 days a week, to 5 people a day, is merely putting people into the funnel. It's just trying to pique people's interest. It doesn't mean you're signing up people. It means that you're building up people in a pipeline. That should take you no longer than 30 minutes a day doing my system with the scripts that I've written and the tools the company provides with the video. That's not the problem. Well, yeah, a lot of them won't get in, but do you know sometimes it takes me 3 years to get a person in? Oh, or get a person interested in doing a business, but they're in my pipeline. Believe me, every person I send a video to, I've got their contact information. I go back to them this year, next year. I keep going back to them because they're in my pipeline. Now, so what do you do with those? If that just takes 30 minutes a day, how do I put 10 hours in? I want you listening to one of those recorded calls or live call at least once a week. I want you on a corporate Zoom at least once a week. And if you miss it, go listen to the recording because they're all recorded. So there is no excuse except not doing it. That's the only excuse, is not doing it. In other words, you skipped class. You skipped your own chance for financial success. Don't repeat your failures as a young person for your financial success today with the greatest financial opportunity that's ever existed for the average person. So attending a Zoom meeting like this counts for this. That's at once a week, you know, or watch one of my recorded ones that I put out. And I've got lots of them. So if you're doing this, so this is your time and your list. You'll always be building and adding to your list. That is the main source, your main income producing activity, number 5 and number 2. That's the IPAs, okay? And with that, you will become successful in this business. And so, you know what I'm talking about with a bookmark, don't you? That's these calls right here that I send out as part of my tool set. All these things are part of my tool set that I send to everybody. And I ask everybody to give the first day they sponsor somebody new into their business. And if you haven't done that, go back to the people in and make sure they got this tool set. Make sure they read it. Make sure they understand it. Put them on the phone with me. Make an introduction. Have them call me. That's what I want you to listen to at least once a week. And if you can't listen to it live, don't worry. They're all recorded. Okay? And that's the main thing. And look, they got some training, coffee with leaders on Saturday. That interferes with my Zoom. And so You know, you can listen to mine recorded if you want to listen. You can call this number anytime during the week, put the same pin in. That same call is recorded that whole week. So if you missed it, you can hear what they say. And it's kind of like, it's a training. It's different trainings. Diane Graver gives it. Tony and Diane, that's their call. Okay. So that's that bookmark. And that's the one thing that I kind of wanted to share with you. And then I'm going to share one other thing with you. I'm going to share my screen again. And I'm going to share my emails somewhere around here. That's training documents. I got emails around here somewhere. How about right here? There we go. Okay. If you notice this the other day, January 10th, that was just, I think, yesterday, I sent out, here's these overview calls. Now, see, this is the recorded number, so you can call them up and listen to them. And I sent out another email just I think yesterday, with recorded with Richard Hanson and myself, gave you the call. You can call this 24/7 and listen to these. This is part of what I'm talking about. You can use this to recruit people with. You can use this. You can put them on the line. You can sit there, you can dial that number, and you can listen to that where somebody else presents the opportunity to them for you. And that's what this is. But if you don't get familiar with these tools, you won't ever learn how to use them. Okay. And so here's Tony making a presentation. Here's Chris Latin, a Black Hawk helicopter pilot. Here's now this is just kind of information, but it's still good information. Richard and the CEO of our company, Jason Arpman, and they were talking about the 2020 kickoff, where we're at, and what a great year it's going to be, and why, and the fact we're getting our Liberty coin this month. There's pretty powerful. In fact, very soon, and Tom Doherty and his story, and then I tell you about the calls. So hold on to this email, file it. Yeah. And by the way, if you want to listen to some of the other, you see these reference numbers, just to tell you how they work, just add one to them. Okay. And you can hear a new call. That's all it is. Like, I think today's call or Friday's call was 1,110. So, the next call is going to be 1,111. And so that's the new reference number. So you can just add one to it. You don't even have to wait for my emails. I tell you how that works. Okay. Now, the other thing is I send out on the distribution list, like, see, here's that listen to recorded January 10th call, and see, there's the reference number, 1,110. And that was the next day. Okay. And that's Richard and myself on that call. And I sent it out to the entire thing. And if I don't have people on my distribution, you send it out. It's okay to get it twice and tell them to listen to it. Call them up. Follow up with your smaller group to make sure they do these things. That's the key. Even if you've only sponsored one or two people, the key is it grows. It doubles. That old exponential expansion is a true fact of life in business. And so if you'll see, there's one of them in particular that I wanted to make sure that I showed you, and it's how to present 7K to anybody. And I sent that out, and I did a Zoom meeting on it. And I probably need to put my readers on so I can see it. How to talk about and introduce 7K to anyone. Okay, that's a Zoom training like this one that I did. Keep this forever. Even new people you get in, make sure they listen to this. Everybody on your team, even if you have to listen to it with them, each individually. And it's okay if you hear it 10, 20, 30, 40 times. You need to listen to this. See, doing the doing that I asked is so simple. That's the reason most people don't do it. They don't think, oh, it can't be that easy. The recipes for success just can't be that simple. Why not try it for a few years and see? Well, I've given you all the secrets to wealth. You have a Ferrari of a vehicle in your hand with 7K. Just like Amazon Prime, it'll only come around one time. Once you miss this, once this spreads all around the world, and you go to your next door neighbor or you meet some stranger and you mention the word 7K and they say, oh yeah, I already know all about that, blah, blah, blah. It's done. You're cooked. It'll take you 10 years to make the same amount of income everybody that's in this business the first 10 years will make. And treats the business like big business, like I'm trying to teach you. And if you treat it like big business, it'll give you a big business return. Watch all my trainings. Watch all the company associate trainings. Watch everything in your back office, everything in your training center. You've got so many tools to keep you busy in that 10 hours over this next two years, and I know that's a fact. But the people who do what I say, you're going to be enormously rewarded with a residual income for the rest of your life. Even if it's just $500 a week, just think about that. What have you done in the last 20 years, 30 years? What can you do that's going to give you $500 a week for the rest of your life? And all you do is buy a coin or a couple of coins and renew your stuff. And just be positive about what's happening to you and others in your group. That's a powerful opportunity. And I thank you for your time, and I wish you the greatest success in the world in 2020 and laying a solid foundation for an enormous global growth, because they're going to go into start going more into global expansion and international expansion this year as we simultaneously expand from border to border and coast to coast in the United States. Because believe me, we're going to grow just like Idaho in every one of our states. And those that are the pioneers in your city and in your state, you have the greatest chance for success. Just like Rod Torgerson in that little bitty town in Idaho had a population of less than 200. And see, those calls and those tools will help you learn the stories of those people to relate to others and give vision to people who are going to join your team and say, if they can do it, we can do it. And we can do it here in Rogers, Arkansas, in Little Rock, Arkansas, in Dallas, Texas, in Boontown, Tennessee, in Biloxi, Mississippi, in Gettysburg, Tennessee, in wherever, in Lafayette, Louisiana, in Orange, Texas. See, every city is going to grow. Every state is going to grow, just like it did in Idaho and Montana and Wyoming. We're going to be a multi-billion-dollar company, and I wish that same success for everybody in this business. Join me, join our team, keep the attitude, and build a legacy for you and your family through 7K.